Hello everybody, welcome to our DVC journey. On our last video, we had mentioned about putting in an offer on a resale contract that we had seen and wanted to follow up with that, let you know what came of it, how that's progressed. So wanted to share this with you. But to give some background to this, if you've watched our channel before, you know that I'm always joking with Gail about buying additional DVC points. I think there's always someone in the family, one person that thinks we need more points, and another person says, no, I think we're okay. So, how did we get to this point of putting in an offer on a resale contract for DVC at Old Key West? Well, we were sitting around on a Saturday morning, just enjoying our coffee, and like some other DVC fanatics, I was, searching through the different sites for contracts, see what would come up, and came across this one for Old Key West, and it was perfect because we wanted Old Key West. We've loved Old Key West from the very beginning. That was the first resort that we stayed at and fell in love with it. We really enjoy what Old Key West has to offer as a DVC resort, and we've stayed at almost all of them. We enjoy all of them, I would say. Some more than others, but Old Key West always just had a special place in our heart because it was the first resort we ever experienced as far as a deluxe resort at Disney property. So I came across this one, and it was at DVC Resale Market, and it was 210 points for Old Key West. Not the same use year. Our use year is August. This one happened to be October. Not too much of a big deal. We always say try to keep all your points in the same use year. At the most, have 2 use years. So this would give us 2 use years if we ended up getting that contract. If we put in an offer and the offer was accepted and so on and so forth. So we felt okay about that. So Gail and I talked about it and saw that it's a pretty good contract, 210 points, which we don't typically want to go over 200 points for the reason that it's a better opportunity to resell it if we had to. It's not too large of a contract that might sit on the market for a while. 200, it's right in that sweet spot for us as far as what we feel in keeping a DVC contract. Because if you go online and look at some of those that are larger contracts, it might be 500, 800, 1,000 points or more. Those tend to set on the market for a while because when you add up the points as far as how much they cost per point, depending on the resort, it could be well over $100,000. So with a payment of $1,400, $1,500 a month if you were to finance it. So it makes it a little bit harder to move that if you had to resell it. So we were right in that sweet spot of 200 points, and it was at $92 a point. And we felt that was an incredible deal, incredible opportunity. So, as mentioned, we got a hold of Derek DeBoer over at DVC Resale Market and put in the offer. And it was a red hot deal, meaning that this is what the seller will sell for. There is no negotiation. They're going to sell it for this price. You have to put in a full offer price and agree to all the terms, which we thought everything was reasonable. So we put in that offer. Derek filed it right away. We got the offer accepted the very next day. And then paperwork was signed, the agreements from us, the buyer, and then the seller. And then they sent it off to DVC, Disney Vacation Club. Why do they do that? Because if you're not familiar with it, DVC has the right of first refusal. And they call it ROFR. You'll hear that a lot if you're looking into DVC, especially on the resale side of it. ROFR, the ROFR monster. And why do they call it the ROFR monster? Because right of first refusal, DVC gets to see all the contracts on the resale market that have offers put in by a seller to the buyer. The buyer or the broker, buyer's broker, has to submit that to Disney Vacation Club. Disney Vacation Club has the right to look at that contract and decide if they want to purchase it. So if they have a need for it, whatever, they are selling that resort, or they have someone that's interested in buying direct points for that resort at that point price or number of points. So they get to look at the contract, and as long as they want it, they can take it. So it's right of first refusal. It is the ROFR monster, and they call it the monster because as you, the buyer, you put your offer in, and your hopes are high that you're going to be able to get that resort, get those points, put them into your membership, and be able to use those. And Disney Vacation Club can take that little dream away from you that quickly. And then what do you have to do? You have to start all over again. So we've been DVC members since 2001. We have several contracts varying from 50 points up to, I think this is going to be our largest, 210 points. We have point contracts at 50, 153, 175, 100 points. So we have varying size contracts. But we wanted to do this, again, because of the love of Old Key West, and it gives us what we want. You know, we can bank points into the next year and borrow points from the upcoming year and be able to get a grand villa off of those points to be able to have large family gatherings, friends come down with us. So it was perfect. So Gail agreed to it, and I was excited. So Derek and his team submitted it to DVC. So what's the answer? Well, it's kind of like the collegiate kids that show what team they're on, what team they're going to go to from high school, collegiate team. Well, this is it. There's no secret, Old Key West. So we are proud members of a home resort for Old Key West. It did pass ROFR. I was concerned about it. We already have points, so it's not going to do anything as far as our vacations, our planned vacations, not being able to go whether we get this or not. But it was still something that we really were looking forward to. We really wanted, and fortunately, DVC passed on it. And at that point, price point of $92 per point, I really thought there was a good possibility that they may take it, even though it was Old Key West and it's the oldest resort. It's still a resort that people want to stay at. Looking at the different posts that people are making on Facebook, DVC is buying back some contracts. And I've seen a couple that were Grand Floridian, and they even bought back, I think they bought back at $160 a point. They bought back a contract, definitely $155 a point. They've bought back the Polynesian recently on some people that put in offers. So you just never know if you're going to end up with that contract or not. So all of those that are out there, if you're watching and you're going through ROFR, you know, we hope everything goes well with you. We know it can be nerve-wracking, but it took us about 3.5 weeks to go through ROFR. They have like 30 days to be able to make their decision, Disney does. And for our contract, they had it for, you know, like I say, just over 3 weeks. So a little bit of time had passed. It was getting close. So if it didn't pass, what were we going to do? We'll just keep looking, see if something comes up. We've been in this since 2001, and just seen this as an opportunity to get our contract. And we did. So we're so excited that we have Old Key West as our home resort and get that 11-month booking window. So if you're in ROFR right now, hey, stay calm. Best wishes to you for success of that contract going through. Oh, one thing to mention is if you're the seller and it goes through ROFR, if you're looking at selling your DVC contract, your points, your broker will do that, submit it to DVC. If DVC exercise ROFR, there's no change to you. Once you have an agreement with somebody to buy your contract, it's either going to get purchased by them or by Disney Vacation Club. So you're pretty much assured that you've sold your contract once you get that offer signed and the paperwork. So right now they're just wrapping things up. It's come back from ROFR. We signed all the paperwork, notarized that. That's something, it's just one of those things you have to do. So that was a little bit, of a time consuming thing because you have to have a notary and you have to have a couple of witnesses, but, it is a contract for real estate. So it's just something that you have to do. So I would say probably in the middle of the upcoming month, the middle of April, so maybe another 3-4 weeks, somewhere in there. The points will be deposited into our account, and then we're good to go. So just wanted to give you that update. And if you're thinking about buying Disney Vacation Club, we've worked with Disney Resale Market 3 times now. They've been very good to work with, and Derek's done a great job. Super nice guy communicating with. As I've mentioned before, Marissa also over there, working with her. They've always been great, professional, taking care of their job, doing what they do, and helping people get Disney Vacation Club contracts. So if you're looking we're not affiliated with Disney Vacation or Disney Resale Market. We're not affiliated with them, but they are good people to work with. We've not dealt with anyone else, so I can't give you an honest opinion. I'm sure there's good people everywhere. So anyway, we're excited. And as we always say, thank you for joining us on our DVC journey. Be kind to cast members, and we'll see you on our next DVC journey. Bye.